line Group 1
You're talking
Victorian
Morden
dogs.
Scalacci's. You're talking.
That's what they were running.
Correct. So she's got plenty of upside. You know, I know the clock only said 29.6 last week, and she got a few favours in runs, but she done everything right. Now she's only had 20-odd starts. She's won 10 races, but she's been racing at Mount Gambier, Murray Bridge to Adelaide. She just keeps putting another, string on the bow each time. So I don't know if tonight's a night. She's got the right draw, but I think in the next 15 to 20 starts, if she keeps going back to the Metropolitan Circuit, she's one to follow because I think she's got plenty of upside and she's just starting to find her feet, and she might be a handy little greyhound this for David Peckham.
All right, we're a few minutes away from the first of the G1s here. 2 greyhounds at long odds. So we haven't mentioned Nathan, Dr. Zika and Tully Luna. Can they have an impact on the race?
Dr. Zika's most probably was a beneficiary of box 1 last week in running second behind Born Model in a bit of a rough race. So box 5 here tonight, she's going to need a lot to go right. So she's most probably going to go around long odds, and Tully Luna's going to be out the back early. Her best form's been over the 595 and 600 metre events. She won't get in the speed battle. She'll be closing off late, but she's another one who will go around at big odds. But Jeff Britton's had a wonderful night already, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him take home another race with a roughie, but I think her task is going to be pretty tough from the wide draw.
It's been an entertaining night of racing so far with 4 heats of the Sandown Cup, and now we move on to the 2 Group 1s this evening. The first of them for the female greyhounds, the Sapphire Crown, and Corey Smith is out in the parade yard to get the latest. Let's get to him out of the Sapphire Crown.
Going to grab the trainer of the favourite, Kayla Cottrell, Dashing Sleigh. She's done everything right since she's come to Victoria, and box number 3 looks like it's going to be a positive.
Yeah, happy with box 3. She sort of likes to use a little bit of the track. So, yeah, just hoping we can repeat last week's performance, fingers crossed.
When she came over to Victoria, did you expect her to be this good this quickly?
She broke the 30 seconds up there. Only a handful of dogs have done that. So, yeah, there was a high expectation straight away. And, yeah, she's just kept following in those footsteps, which has been great.
It must be a pleasure to train dogs like this.
Yeah, it is a pleasure. I'd love to have 10 more, but they're a bit hard to find. So
I don't think there's many that are this good, so I don't think you'll find 10 of them, but you keep trying. I might just grab Daniel Pell as well, handling Gambella tonight. Anthony just decided to put the feet up.
Yeah, I think he might be up there on the cans. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, lucky he's got magic hands, Daniel Pell, to take over. This girl, she just can't seem to draw a box.
No, it just doesn't matter whether they use the marbles or fast track. Either way, we're gone. So, but anyway, fingers crossed.
Well, good luck. I know she's in with a big chance, particularly if she avoids that speed battle, gets down to the rail and struts her stuff. Boys, this is going to be plenty of speed, helter-skelter into that first bend, and then we'll see how they shake out.
It'll be an epic contest. The pressure will be on, and one greyhound who has stood up to that and performed faultlessly for weeks here at Sandown Park is Dashing Sleigh. Nathan Rooney, she's the favourite. Will she win the race in your eyes?
Yeah, I think she gets her feet on the ground for the first 20 or 30 metres, and that's the key fact with her. She's a very fast greyhound. She just needs a stride or two to get going, and I think she gets that, even though there's speed from Trefusis in box 4, should run a pretty straight line and allow her a clean run to the post the first time. If she can hold the speed and hold the front, she's a low 29-second dog here at Sandown. That's going to be awfully hard to get past. Lakeview Emily off box 8 will be better for last week's run. She was turned over by Dashing Sleigh. She comes up with a pink where she's won 6 of 7. She's got a lot of early speed and she'll be looking to carve down in the early section. For third, number 6, Gambella might just sit behind the speed battle. Happy to whip around dogs and is very strong late. And then in for 4 for putting number 1, Born Model. It'll improve dramatically off the 29-6 win last week, and she's a greyhound on the up. 3, 8, 6 and 1 in the Group 1 Sapphire Crown.
Dashing Sleigh, the ones to beat. The Sapphire Crown has been the premier race for female greyhounds across Australia for years. Who is going to win the 2025 edition? Let's find out. Let's head upstairs with Dan Hibbard.
4 and has won 10 of 23 and is next best in the market. Thanks, Pat. So moving in for the first of the Group 1s, the Sportsbet Sapphire Crown final. Dashing Sleigh is the favourite. Rock solid at $2.10, now into $2 as I speak, and will go the clear favourite for the Sapphire Crown. Just about set to run. 3 the favourite, Lakeview Emily the second elect in the pink, and Gambella the only other one under double figures. Green light, lure on the roll, the Sapphire Crown for 2025. They're set. racing. Dashing Sleigh, okay to begin. Got a couple of bumps though. Speed out from Born Model, and now Dashing Sleigh gets through to second underneath of Lakeview Emily, who presses on and gets past it. Back on the inside there was Tully Luna running on Trey Fustus. Well back in the field was Gambella, and then came Dr. Zika. Born Model in front. After it was Lakeview Emily. Dashing Sleigh's giving away 3 lengths, and then came Poor Octavia. Born Model in front. Lakeview Emily's not getting there. Born Model's going to win the Group 1. Born Model won it. Beat Lakeview Emily, and Dashing Sleigh's run third. Poor Octavia ran fourth. Next across was Gambella, never in it, from Dr. Zika, Tully Luna. And at the rear of the field was Trey Fustus in 29 and 29.
29 and 29 for Born Model, and there was pressure really, to say the least. Dashing Sleigh was in all sorts. Lakeview Emily was there in striking distance of the leader, Nath. She hasn't been able to pick up Born Model. She's now a Group 1 winner.
Week after week, we did touch on it. Patch pre-race at 29.6. First look at the track last week. Might not have read great on the paper, but you only had to go back to the 30 and 20 run at Angle Park off the red the start before to indicate she's got plenty of good ability. She was fair to begin and just punched up and held the fence. 4.96 early. Lakeview Emily put the pressure on her but couldn't pick her up. Dashing Sleigh into third, was just fair away, wanted to get up the track in the initial stages, and got a little bit of a check going through the catching pen, but lost no admirers in her placing. But full credit to David Peckham. This greyhound was a winner at Murray Bridge, Mount Gambier, Angle Park, and now comes to the Group 1 Sapphire Crown and takes the biggest prize of all.
And there's a fan club beside the track here cheering on Dave Peckham, who gave him a big fist bump. Corey Smith, here he is.
Dashing Sleigh, Lakeview Emily, they've run really good races, but it's all about Born Model here, and David Peckham, first Group 1, first time at Sandown Park last week, and now you're a Sapphire Crown winner, mate.
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling. It's just been riding away for the week, and, you know, it was all Dashing Sleigh, really. It was like pretty much summed up when I was reading the Anthony Azzopardi interview, like it's Dashing Sleigh Blues, and thought that was the one to beat. And I just thought, box 1, that's what you want in the big races.
You absolutely do. And having a look at those splits, 4.96, 18.63, they've absolutely roared early. And your girl, she's punched up on the inside, she's taken the lead, and she's been strong, she's been tough, and she's made you a Group 1 winner.
Yeah, she's just awesome and a pleasure to train, and makes it even better when it's one that you bred and reared. And yeah, done it all with the help of Christine's part of the team, and we've travelled over here last week and this week together. It's been just fantastic to, like we said, last week was first time over here, now Group 1 trainer. What a feeling.
The first thing that you said to me before we came on air, you said it was a team effort, and I spoke to the team and I thought if we could run top 3, that'd be a special feeling.
Yeah, that's right.
You are a Group 1 winning trainer, and you've got a Group 1 winning team. And was it Christine's over here? And she's obviously very elated as well. Christine, how are you feeling?
I helped whelp this baby. We whelped her, and I can't believe it.
Yeah, the main thing we were just saying amongst the team, as long as she gets around safe tonight, that was the expectation we had, was to get her home safely. And if we finished in top 3 or 4, that'd just be icing on the cake. So yeah, that was as far as expectations went.
Well, what about celebrations now? I know you guys have got a long trip to go home, but...
He's going upstairs to buy champagne.
What was it?
He's going up to buy champagne right now.
And I hope he's going straight to the top shelf here at Sandown Park as well, David, because... and Christine's driving as well, but the champagne's coming out. You're a Group 1 winning trainer, you've got a Group 1 winning team, and your Group 1 winning girl is an absolute star. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, what a pleasure.
There we go, David Peckham, all the way from South Australia. South Australia's had a fair run lately with Group 1 winners, with group performers, and they've got another one here, boys. Born Model takes out the Group 1 Sapphire Crown.
Yeah, that she does. And you said pre-race, Nath, when she goes back to her home state, she's going to be very competitive. In the end, it's been tonight. She's a Group 1 winner, and what you identified in her, we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I thought she's evolved massively over the 23 career starts prior to tonight. You only have to look at the 30 and 23 win off the box number 1 2 weeks ago at Angle Park to know that she's got some real ability. It's a one thing to have good ability, it's one thing to be able to then come to Victoria and handle the pressure of, Group 1 racing when you've got the likes of Dashing Slay and Lakeview Emily, who are seasoned campaigners, so to speak, who have already group performers, asking questions of you going to the corner, and to run 4.96, hold that speed and then sustain the pressure applied by Lakeview Emily down the back in 18.63 and then just fend them off in the run to the lines. A massive achievement by not only the greyhound but everybody involved. Obviously, David's located, I think, out near Mount Gambier, so I'm sure the town will be wrapped with Born Models' effort tonight, and Connections are just so ecstatic. They said they bred the dog, they've whelped the dog, they've reared the dog, they've done everything from day dot with her, and now she's a Group 1 Sapphire Crown winner in the big smoke of Sandown Park on a Thursday evening.
Yep, there's tears. How good is this? This is what the Cape is all about, and to turn up last week, as Smithy found out, for the first time at Sandown Park, and then a week later take out a Group 1. It's just an amazing story, Nathan. It shows what our game's capable of. Again, as we've spoken about before, coming over and rolling the dice, have a crack, and this is the success they've got.
Yeah, well, when you look at it and go back through the replay, she was most probably not going to qualify last week until there was a bit of scrimmage up front. She took the run up the fence, was able to get through, and then comes up with a red in the final, and then runs 29.29, leads from the front. So first look last week, had a few favours with some wide running dogs doing a few things, and scraped through to the final, so to speak, and then come up with the prime box draw, use it to full advantage. Second look at the track and go home with a $75,000 first prize winner and the crown, the Sapphire Crown, next to her name as a winner. But that breeding alone of being a Sapphire Crown winner just helps them sell pups if they want to sell pups, and certainly makes them a lot more valuable when you've got a Group 1 female race at Sandown next to your CV.
Smithy, you and I have done plenty of interviews post big feature races, and when you get one like that, it's just so sweet, isn't it? From the pick up their first Group 1 of their career, and the story and emotion behind it, nothing matches it, does it?
Yeah, it's absolutely special, and to see those smiles. Steve, the cameraman, actually should have been doing the interview, because he said that was a Group 1 winning smile, wasn't it? And I said, I'm going to steal that one. I'm going to take that for my own. But that was a really nice interview. You could just see straight after the line, he gave a good fist pump, did David Peckham, and he was just ecstatic. And the first thing that he wanted to talk to me about before we came and done the interview was his team. And he really hammered that home, that it was a team effort, and he was excited for the team to be here and to have had this achievement. They whelped it, they reared it, they bred this dog. This is a pretty cool story, to be able to come up with box 1 in a Sapphire Crown. Not many of us were talking about her, and to be fair, probably rightfully so, coming into this race with the big names like Dashing Slay and Lakeview Emily, who were both superb, by the way. Did a few things wrong, did Dashing Slay. Lakeview Emily got barreled early, but it is all Born Model here. That was a proper special performance for the South Australians.
Not sure there'd be many greyhounds on the Sapphire Crown honour roll that's carried into a series. Races at Mount Gambier, Murray Bridge, Warrnambool, Angle Park, then to the big smoke into G1 and get the chocolates. What about the Beaten Brigade? It was an almighty tussle early on, Nath, with Dashing Slay. She didn't begin as well as what she needed to, but geez, the tenacity to even get to where she was and be some sort of threat was a big effort.
Yeah, certainly it was, and didn't get things her own way. And when things like that happen, you like to see what they've got under pressure, especially young greyhounds that have been able to dictate from the front, especially here, in the 4 Victorian starts. Now, she began only fair, and she wanted to take a step right up the track, and then she wanted to really hunt up under the speed at the first corner, which caused her a bit of interference. But I'm sure, as the ownership group will look at, and so will Kayla Cottrell, that instinct to go hard is what you need to see, because
can't buy it.
No, that's where you need to be. It's quite easy to clip off heels and pull out of that needle eye opening that's there. That's what grade 5 dogs do. Group dogs make space. They put their feet and they put their head there, and they're happy to punch and get up and get that spot and want to tussle for that spot. She showed that characteristic tonight. So even though she's got beaten, be a massive tick for everybody involved in her that she can handle the hustle and bustle, and she's happy to cop the bumps and put her feet and her head where they shouldn't be at times. But if you can do that, you can make your own luck, and she was able to show that characteristic tonight, which is certainly a positive. Lakeview Emily the same. She's a remarkable greyhound, and she lost no admirers here tonight into third. She was on speed. She just couldn't get past Born Model, but when they're running 496, 1863 up the back, Jace, it's not easy to. So she once again, you know, put another placing on her CV, but she's been a wonderful greyhound for the Whelan's, and she continues to most probably racing career best form, even though she didn't get first prize tonight. I thought a runner-up effort was certainly well and truly acceptable, but full credit to Born Model. As we said, she was on the upwards trajectory. She's only won 10 races from 23 starts before tonight, but she was able to utilise box one, punch up and really hold her spot and run some really good times. And as you said, she's Mount Gambier, Murray Bridge, Angle Park, a little venture down to
Not
Warrnambool.
exactly traditional.
But it just shows you the progression this greyhound's made, and it's not stopping there, Jace. You know, 29.6 to qualify into 29.29. And the hard part for David Peckham now is where do you go next? Because she's measured up to this level, so you can't just go back home and race around Mount Gambier next week for $1,000, can you? You really need to have a good think about where you can settle in and what you can do, because she's well and truly at group level. She's shown that. So he might have a lot of Ks in behind the car here. He might have to, you know, venture to New South Wales and venture to Victoria and go down to the Meadows. I think his hardest decision going home now is where do they go next with her, because she's certainly well and truly above average.
We heard Dave Peckham give massive credit to his team. Corey Smith's there to find out who they are.
We spoke about the fan club. We heard the big cheer as she crossed the line, and with Josh, Maddie and Christine here. Tell us how you fit into this picture, Josh.
Me, this is my nan, so she's over with David training all the greyhounds. So it's good to see him over here for once and getting the silverware. So.
Are you from Victoria?
I am, yeah. I live in Frankston, so.
First time at Sandown?
No, been here a few times.
Beautiful. And what about you, Maddie? You are nice and excited. I saw the big cheer and the fist pumps.
It's my first time here, so it's pretty cool to see the win.
We love that. And I've been told that your smile is a Group 1 winning smile now, Christine. So I don't think you're going to let go of that anytime soon. But you've said that you're driving home, so you better take that hand off it at some point, because we need two hands on the wheel.
Maybe. No, well, never thought of that, Joshua. No, we're actually going to drive to Ballarat and then we'll stay there the night, take our time in the morning and make the trip home.
Now, we spoke about what the celebrations were going to be before. What about for the dog? Does she get an ice cream or does she get a cheeseburger? What does she get?
She gets nuggets, she gets an ice cream, whatever the hell she wants, she's got.
We absolutely love that. Thank you very much to the team behind Born Model. It's a special moment, and I think it's made a little bit more special by having everyone here.
Yeah, most certainly. The only person that didn't get here tonight is my son. He's left in Mount Gambier, taking care of the rest of the dogs.
Well, someone's got to do that, but I'm sure he was cheering nice and loudly.
I'm sure he was.
We love that. There we go. There's the team behind Born Model, the winner of the Group 1 Sapphire Crown. That was pretty special, boys.
One's got to take one for the team. Special stuff. Corey Smith with the camp there behind Born Model. Now Group 1 winners. And no doubt one of the biggest thrills they've had in their greyhound racing career. Born Model, the winner of the 2025 Sapphire Crown. That was the first of two Group 1s this evening. The next of them is the Harrison Dawson, and it is time to carve into that. It's about 12 minutes away, Nathan. We saw some ripping heats last week. And the first of them we're going to take a look at is that of Mapunga Reward. He's got one hell of a motor, this boy. Box 8 was